Myogenic theory is more colorful in the sense that we are basically now going inside this the structure of the vessels. So if you examine a meta-arteriole in its detail, in its structure, anatomical structure, you will find a lot of smooth muscles in its walls. Okay. Now there is a habit, there is a response of this smooth muscle in that if you stretch it suddenly, it will try to resist that stretch by contracting. This is a very important point that you need to understand. This will come in later when you study renal physiology because autoregulation is a very, very key mechanism in control of renal blood flow. And you can imagine that kidney basically deals in filtration of blood. Let's say your first year, so purification of blood. Okay, so to quote unquote purify blood or detoxify it or remove the bad agents from it, you need to let the blood go through the kidney. So now you can imagine that the blood is more, the kidneys are small, so there's a lot of blood flow going through the kidney. And then to complicate this issue furthermore, you don't sit still, do you, the entire day? You move around, you sleep, you exercise, you study, you go to the washroom, you eat, drink. So there's a whole lot of routine activity that you put your body through, which has effects on the blood volume and blood pressure. Okay. Now, the kidney needs to be pretty much with the program here, reading the renal artery blood pressure and not reacting to the fluctuations that the renal artery pressure goes through. If it starts to react to every fluctuation, then you will not have a consistent blood flow through the kidney, and hence kidney won't be able to do its job. So this is where the myogenic theory really explains a lot of matters in of autoregulation, especially in an organ as important as the kidney. So if you were, let me just put my focus on the kidney now, although autoregulation is a generic phenomenon, but let me just say it so that it helps you visualize that we're talking about a specific organ. So if you were to increase suddenly the pressure in renal artery, the feeding vessel of the kidney, what will happen? What will happen is downstream, i.e., in the branches of the renal artery which go into the kidney tissue and then divide and this, that, the other, and eventually form the afferent arteriole of the glomerulus. I know you should remember this much of the kidney anatomy, vasculature that is. So this sudden increase in the pressure from the feeder basically will elicit a response in the vasculature inside the kidney, and it will vasoconstrict the smooth muscles of the vessels will actually constrict. Now you would think, which is a natural, not natural, sorry, it's a common misconception in first years that if you were to vasoconstrict in a scenario of already increased pressure, wouldn't that lead to increased pressure? No. Correct this concept straight away. And why? Because of Mr. Laplace. Laplace probably was a French scientist, and his famous equation discusses wall tension. This is something new for you. So now you need to understand that the vessel wall itself has a life. It's an intelligent wall. It's not just a wall, it has a life of its own. And when we're talking about the arteriole or the arteries, big and medium, we are talking about a lot of smooth muscle in the wall. And when there's a lot of smooth muscle in the wall, you need to understand how it behaves in various blood pressure scenarios. And this will come in the long term scenario at the end of this lecture as well. It's a very interesting discussion later on as well. So Laplace says that wall tension, or it's called shear tension, shear, i.e., pressure. So wall pressure, denoted by T, is directly proportional to the radius of the vessel, very important point, and the pressure within the vessel, the pressure of the fluid. Okay, this is an obvious point. However, it's the radius bit which is interesting, and this is where your concept needs to be clarified. So if you have a larger vessel, the tension on the wall of this vessel will be more. Okay, if you have a smaller vessel, the tension on the wall will be lesser. Think of it as follows. If you have a smaller vessel, you won't be able to pass through it a lot of fluid, right? It will have less fluid going through it. If there's less volume, the pressure on the wall exerted will be less. Okay, remember it like that. So anyhow, once again recapping the myogenic theory. So myogenic theory basically says that if the pressure inside a vessel increases, it will vasoconstrict and decrease the pressure immediately so that there is no increase in pressure, and this is an automatic intrinsic uh, behavior of the vessels in organs which display autoregulation.